Welcome to day 115 of our school year. We have 65 school days left. Okay, so let's get down our beginning fraction. We have a total of 180 school days, and we are on day 115. So let's think if our numerator is prime or composite. Well, it ends in a 5. And if it ends in a 5, that means that 5 is a factor. So if 5 is a factor, we know that 1 itself and 5 are. That is more than 2 factors, so it is composite. And that means we're going to do our prime factorization for both our denominator and our numerator. Alright, 180, that ends in a 0, so I can divide by 5. I can get 30 groups of 5 out of 180. That leaves 30, and that would be 6 groups. That's even. Half of 36 is 18. Half of 18 is 9. And then 3 times 3 is 9. When we get to a prime number, we are done. Here ends in a 5, so 5 is a factor. Okay, 20 groups of 5 takes care of the 100. Then I have 15. 23 is prime, so we are done. Go ahead and get our prime factorization down from least to greatest. 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 times 5, and 5 times 23. So it looks like we have 5 in common, leaving 23 in the numerator, and 2 times 2, which is 4, times 3, which is 12, times 3, which is 36 in the denominator. So our greatest common factor is 5. Let's go ahead and make our groups of 5. If I cut 10 in half, I get groups of 5. But you do not have to make your groups of 5 this way. Just make sure there's 5 in each group, and the shaded is kept separate from the unshaded, because otherwise we have fractions inside fractions, and that's more complicated than we need it to be. Okay. The way I made my groups, I have 2 groups of 5 in each row, so I can count by 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36. 36 total groups. And 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 23 shaded in. Okay, so now that we've done our division with our model, let's go ahead and use our algorithm. We're dividing both by 5. If you can solve a problem in more than one way and you get the same answer, you can be pretty certain your solution's correct. Okay, so in this rectangle we have 180 square units. This side is 5, and we need to find the missing side. In this rectangle we have 115 units, square units. This side is 5 units. We need to find that missing side. That's what we do every time we divide. Okay, 20 times 5. Well, 20 nickels is $1, or 100 cents. Numbers the same, zeros the game. More on top, no need to stop. Numbers the same, zeros the game. Okay, 80 goes up here. Let's see, 10 times 5 is 50. Numbers the same, zeros the game. More on top, no need to stop. And then 6 times 5 is 30. Numbers the same, zeros the game. we add these partial quotients. 20 plus 10 is 30, plus 6 is 36. So this side of the rectangle is 36 units. Okay, again, I'm going to use that 20 nickels is 100 cents. More on top, no need to stop. More on top, no need to stop. Numbers the same, zeros a game. Bring that 15 up here. And then 3 groups of 5 is 15. Numbers the same, zeros a game. Add these two together, I get 23. So this side of the rectangle is 23 units. We still need to check divisor times quotient plus remainder, divisor times quotient plus remainder. Since our remainder is 0 for both, and the identity property of addition says when you add 0 it stays the same, we don't need to take time to add 0. 5 groups of 6 is 30. 5 groups of 3 tens is 15 tens, plus 3 more is 18 tens. 5 groups of 3 is 15. 5 groups of 2 tens is 10 tens, plus 1 more is 11 tens. 115, that matches our dividend, so that checks. 180, that matches our dividend, so that checks. So our numerator is definitely 23, and our denominator is definitely 36. Alright, let's go ahead and fill in our data collection page. Okay, we are in trimester 2 still, week 12. Today is 2/26/2020, and our fraction for today is 23/36. We did groups of 5, so let's go ahead and get out our number line. The last one we have is 1936. So we have 20/36, which is equivalent to 25/45, which is equivalent to 50/90, and which is equivalent to 10/18. And then our simplest form of 5/9. It's equivalent to 5/9. Okay, 21/36 is equivalent to 35/60, and the simplest form of 7/12. 22/36 is equivalent to 11/18, so that's our equivalent fraction in lowest terms. And then today, 23/36, there are no lines below it because this is our simplest form or equivalent fraction in lowest terms. And the only one above it is our beginning fraction for today. Alright, let's go ahead and put your number line away, erase your worksheet, and thank you for joining me.